It's been 2 years since Battlefront 1 was released, and although the game had significant issues, there were a lot of really good qualities about it. EA and DICE have paired up again to bring us Battlefront 2. Let's dive in and take a look and see if the Force is really with us. First, let's take a look at graphics. Now, I don't think anybody can argue that Battlefront 1 or 2 has been anywhere close to subpar in the graphics department. These games look amazing. The attention to detail and just the quality of graphics alone are just absolutely amazing. This is the case both within cutscenes or within actual gameplay. Now, other than just a few structural details and things like that are few and far between, everything else looks absolutely amazing. Both, like I said, within gameplay and with those cutscenes, I never really found any graphical errors. All in all, Battlefront 2 really makes you feel like you are part of the Star Wars universe. You really feel like you have an effect, and with these movie-style quality graphics, you can really get involved with the story. This leads us up to the sound. Now, being a Star Wars fan, I can absolutely say they're spot on with the sound. It really feels like you are yet again in that Star Wars realm. Not only paired with those graphics that really put you in it, but hearing the sounds of, the lasers and the blasters and, your protons and your TIE fighters flying around. You really feel like you are part of this Star Wars universe. And it is spot on, guys. I'm just absolutely pleased with not only the sound, but the graphics, and that really leads us into the voice.
Just be sure you do come back.
Don't worry. You can't get rid of us that easily. She's all yours, Commander.
I'm telling you, Gal, whatever you did to this droid, it's not right.
I just fixed it. You can't blame me if it likes you now.
Inferno Squad.
Now, just like everything else that we've talked about so far, the voice acting is spot on, guys. There are a few voice changes that might throw you off if you're one of those real hardcore fans, but for the most part, it's spot on. Lip synchronization, voice acting, everything. Even those cheesy one-liners are in there, and it feels good, guys. But we need to get into the story and really see what's going on. So next up is the story. Now, Battlefront 2 does have a campaign, and for the most part you play as an Imperial soldier, Eden Versio. Now, the story is kind of a unique story and takes place after the destruction of the Death Star, and, hey, it feels pretty good. But there are a few huge issues that I do have with the campaign. Now, there are 13 total missions that take roughly 4 or 5 hours to complete altogether, and they are very, very linear missions. You cannot stray from the path very far, you get a warning, and you actually die if you run too far away. And really, it's point A to point B, there is no changes or anything like that. And I spent a little time looking around for collectibles, things like that, and I could never find any. So there's really no need to explore any of these missions other than just to see the kind of atmosphere you're in. Now, some of the missions, for example, the ones that you play the hero, are all about just being good with the hero. You can see here, I'm really not even aiming at all. I'm just spinning in circles, clicking my auto attack button, and I'm killing these bug monsters as Luke Skywalker. And this is actually 90% of the mission right here. This mission takes about 10 minutes as Luke Skywalker, and you have to defend this guy right here who's, shutting down the system or opening the door so you can get in. And once he does one side, he switches to the other side, and this is it, guys. This is pretty much the whole mission. You just walk around swinging your lightsaber, and it feels bad. It's actually very boring in my opinion. There's no skill involved at all. It's, turn and click, And although some of the missions where you're playing some of these heroes are a little more in-depth, for the most part, when you're playing someone with a lightsaber, this is what you do. And it doesn't really feel all that great. All in all, the campaign was just very boring, in my opinion. There was not just an entire lot to keep me playing. It was very, very repetitive in very linear areas where the maps look huge, but they're actually very small. You can't leave this small little area, and that's really it. I did not enjoy the campaign as much as I would have liked. Now, there are also battle scenarios, which are not really part of the campaign, but in all honesty, feel like just different missions within the campaign. For example, right here, I'm playing as Darth Maul, running around. I've got to kill 30 enemies before 2 minutes expire, and that's really it. Now, there are different difficulty levels, things like that, and you can really, I guess, hone your skills about playing these different heroes. But for the most part, this is how the campaign felt, guys. Like, you just run around, kill a bunch of guys, and then, hey, run to the next area. You know, these missions or these battle scenarios feel fun, but there's not a whole lot there. I don't see myself playing these just over and over and over. I would much rather play multiplayer, and, you know, that kind of leads us to the next point. Now, multiplayer does have 5 different modes: Galactic Assault, Starfighter Assault, Heroes vs. Villains, Strike, and Blast. And all 5 of them feel unique and different, but Galactic Assault is definitely the most played mode, and in my opinion is the funnest. Now, with the amount of time that I've spent in Battlefront II, I've found that there's a huge advantage with the offending team. It just seems like almost every match I play, it doesn't matter, you know, if I'm doing well or not. My team, if we're defending, we usually lose, and if we're the offending team, we usually win. And like I said, that doesn't matter if I'm doing good or bad or whatever. And I gotta say, there's that type of balancing issue, that paired with the issue with the card packs. Now, I don't want to make this video about card packs, because there's already been a ton of issues with that already, and, you know, it's really hard to say what they're actually going to do going forward, but progression within Battlefront 2 is devoted to these card packs, and you unlock these card packs by doing daily challenges, things like that, and that's how you get better. You don't really get better by improving your skills as much as you do when you get this, you know, great ability or great card attribute or great other thing paired to these card packs. They give significant advantage to heroes that, you know, have better cards. So it's less about skill and more about the stuff that you have, and I gotta say, it doesn't feel great. Now, while in combat, you unlock battle points, and these battle points can be used to purchase heroes. And you can see all the different heroes with the different cost. Now, I like to save up and try to get, you know, actually one of the Jedis or things like that, but, you know, at a certain point, a lot of them are taken, and only one of them can be around at a time. So you're kind of forced to go with certain heroes, and then, you know, of course, you have to worry about picking one up and then the game ending. But getting to play heroes is much better and just more enjoyable than it was in the first one. You don't have people waiting around for those specific heroes. Of course, people can just wait in the menu until, you know, the hero that they want pops up. So it's not a perfect system, but honestly, that system will, there's no way it probably will ever be perfect. But again, we see there are just a couple of flaws within the multiplayer, but by far, if you enjoy multiplayer, that's what you're getting Battlefront 2 for. You're not getting Battlefront 2 for the campaign. You're not getting it for those little battle arena modes. It is 100% for the campaign, or for the multiplayer. And the multiplayer feels solid, although there are a ton of balancing issues that could be worked out with a few patches. As of right now, Battlefront 2 is not pay to win anymore. They did remove the loot boxes, so you can't even buy them, but there are a ton of people that played in the beta, that already have a ton of loot boxes, things like that, that have a huge advantage over new players. And, you know, this is just one more of these balancing issues that is not only within multiplayer, but, you know, it's just within the game in general. Now, I don't think I can recommend buying Battlefront 2 for that $65 price tag, guys. It's got a 5-hour campaign that's really button mashy, and, you know, although the story is there, you don't get involved in the story. Although the graphics, the sound, the music, everything makes you feel like you're part of Star Wars, at the same time, you never really get involved in any of it, and it just feels kind of meh. That paired with the, you know, that survival mode type arena thing that they have, that's just, you know, I'll probably play it once and then just be done with it. They're very unbalanced multiplayer right now. You know, there are a ton of issues within Battlefront, and I just don't think I can recommend this game for $65, as much as it pains me to say. I am a big Star Wars fan, and I've really enjoyed, you know, this new game coming out that looks so good. We've never really had just an amazing Star Wars game, and Battlefront 2 is not it either. Well, thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy, show me some love. Leave me a comment. Think about subscribing. If you have any thoughts about Battlefront, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to know what y'all think. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.